never circulated. In other words, they take like presidents, vice presidents, somebody importance order. You know what I'm trying to say at that time? Probably you can't do it now. But here's the thing that has pissed off these people, the ones that find it. Then he says there was a heist from the San Francisco Mint. Like 4 or 5 people went in there and took the gold coins. And he says they should be able to track it. These are the ones. And his theory is this, that when they took the gold coins out of there, he didn't want to share all of them with the ones that were helping him. So somebody shot him to get all the gold coins, not knowing they're not going to be in his house. Are you done, Almost? Let me know when you're done. And the actual value of all the coins at that time was $27,000. But now, one of them is 1.7 million. They're that rare. 1,400 of them. But they will get a finder's fee. And they didn't say how much it is. Apparently there's something called finder's fee. Anybody else writing? Okay, bring it to page 404, red pen in your hand. Don't have anything in here? I mean, I have mine, but it's not anything in here.
The eraser?
Oh, it is over there. Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it only makes sense in a chapter called fractions, right? It only makes sense for us to do this in this section. So we have got two type of, what does poly means, Marissa? Many or more than one, perfect answer. So these are, we have two divisions. And as soon as I'm done with my notes, you should be able to zip through them. We don't have any notes for the first one. So there are only two. Polynomial divided by monomial. Marissa, mono means? Okay, perfect. The second one is called poly divided by poly. This is the one which is time consuming, but not the first one. Okay? We are doing number 10 for this one first. This one. I want to show you one example only. We don't need to do more. As soon as I tell you what you should pay attention when you get home, you love this section. Okay? Okay. Susan, could you read number 10, please?
Negative 25 x to the third plus 20x squared minus 3x plus 7 divided by 5x, negative 5x, sorry. Negative.
Like this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you all watching? We need to do one of these. There is no notes. All you have to do is have your red pen in your hand, because every time we give this on a test or a final, it is so evident how simple you can get quickest 10 points, but you are not focused, or you were absent, or you were text messaging, and you lose the 10 points. So listen very carefully. You never do any scratching in here. Why not? Because the negative 5x belong to all of them. So you never go -5 into that, scratch it, and then what about the rest? No discrimination in here, because -5x belongs to all four. So, we do the first one. Alan, -5x goes into -25x squared. When you're ready, tell me the answer. Okay, that's fine. Very good answer. What else?
And then x.
No, you're close. I even heard the S. X.
X squared.
Excellent. Excellent answer. Because when you're dividing, you always subtract. He must have paid attention when I said, make sure to know the rules of exponent before you come to the class. Who's got a question for him? Matt, you do the second one.
-4x.
Any question for Matt? Raise your hand. Ariana, you do the next one.
+1.
Correct? All of you understand what I'm saying? And here is the part that I want you to pay attention. Okay, this is the part. I'm doing this problem for the last one, not the first three. The first three, all of you know how to do it. But watch this. The last one, you go positive divided by negative, you put a negative. 7 over 5x. One more time. The x on the bottom, if you accidentally put it on the side or on the top, I'll take 10 points off on a multiple choice. When x is on the bottom, no negotiation is allowed. The one you're thinking of is the one on the top that I said you can put on the side. You remember that? So the one on the top and the one on the side is the same thing, but not the one on the bottom. So you don't know how many times I give this question on the multiple choice test, let's say, and they put the y or t on the side. I'll take 10 points off because it's a random choice. So this is the one that I am doing this problem for. Because polynomial divided by monomial, the only thing I need to tell you is don't scratch anything. No scratching allowed. And then you get it right every time. But when you come across this one, this is the only challenge of all the four. Who's got a question on that before I read? That's all I want to do. I don't want to do any more. These divisions are so important for your next 1050. And I'll tell you why. We are going to do one of them in here next semester. As soon as you walk into 1050, you do another type, which is the same answer. It gives you the same answer. But it's called synthetic division. We used to do synthetic here, but they took it and put it in 1050. Okay, who's got a question on this one? Anybody? Yes?
That's your final answer then?
Yes. That's your final answer. You keep wanting to do something. The only thing that I want to highlight, is this x only. You're not going to make a mistake on a fraction. But this tiny little thing, if you put it on the side or on the top accidentally, that multiple choice, I have to take all of them off. Anybody else? Okay, so let's get busy. How, we are on the second one now. How to divide polynomials by polynomials. How to divide, underline divide with the right pen. Because this chapter is fraction. Fraction means division. And I'm going to do number 32. Hold on, don't write 32 yet. Hold on. I didn't ask you to write it down. Hold on. What's the heading? How to what?
Divide polynomials.
Okay, before we start, I have to test you on something back in Marcella, how old, not how old, but what grade were you in the first time the teacher discussed division? Was that second or third grade?
Third.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you this, otherwise my notes are meaningless. They have no values if you don't tell me what this means, okay? So put this on top of the margin of your notes, and all the way on top of the page. Put this. Let's see. Okay. Let's do this one. Marissa, what did Mrs. Hamilton say 7 is? What is the word for it?
I don't remember.
Very honest. I appreciate that. Harris, what is 7 from your 3rd grade?
I don't remember either.
Lisa? 7 is?
I don't know, I know what you do with it, but I don't know what it's called.
Yeah. Thank you for raising your hand, Veronica.
Is it the dividend? I know.
Excellent. I'm impressed already. Now, I gave you a lot of compliments, Veronica. How do you spell it?
Dividend,
Uh-huh.
D-I-V-I-D-E-N-D.
Okay, right next to 7, put dividend. Job well done by Veronica. All of you have had it, by the way. It's not like I'm asking you a question that you haven't heard of it. You all have heard. 7 is the dividend. Elizabeth? You understand 7 is the dividend? Okay. What is 2? Victor, you're all smiles. That means you know the answer. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So, generally speaking, when you smile, I shouldn't call your name. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Amir, what is 2?
The divisor.
Excellent. Could you spell it for the class?
D-I-V-I-S-O-R.
Perfect speller. Divisor. Divisor. And finally, Lamore, 3 is? Alan, 3 is?
Quotient.
Excellent. Could you spell it, please?
Q-U-O-T-I-N-T.
Excellent speller as well. 3 is the quotient. Okay, now since all your friends chipped in and told you the whole entire story, let's get busy on number 32. No, don't write the 32 yet, because I'm going to write it a different way. Okay, are you ready? Step number 1. Make sure the dividend and the divisor, make sure the dividend and the divisor are in descending order of exponents. Susan, when you're done writing, could you read that loud, please?
Make sure the dividend and the divisor are in descending order of exponents.
This is critical for you to understand, because you might go home and say, why did he bother to tell us that? You have no idea how many finals I have seen in the past 30 years. That, the first thing you gotta do is put it in descending order, because they are not already. Okay, Susan, could you read that problem for me up and say